Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Success and Women.
Notice the beautiful sign.
I'm Linda B.,
And I'm Andrea.
and we're here to help you make a better life. Matter of fact, we want you to help us make our life better as well.
Absolutely.
So we were talking, and we decided that we wanted to have this show something for women. Because if you kind of look around, there's all kinds of things, and women are very successful at most things that they do. They're multitaskers,
Yeah.
and they are usually the success behind a successful man.
Well, in my case, that's definitely true.
So we decided we wanted to share our experiences and have you share some of yours so we can help other women and be supportive.
Have
So-
some fun.
Have some fun. But now when we were talking, we decided, why do we want to do this?
Right.
Everybody has to have a why, right?
Definitely. You have to have a why in order to be successful.
So we decided that our why is because we're so passionate about friendship and women being supportive towards other women that we decided this is a good forum to do it. So
Right.
we're planning to be here on a weekly basis to help you become more successful. And in life, we all want success, whatever that means to you.
Exactly. It's
So
not
what-
always about money or fame. It's just in life in general, like in your
Right.
family, in your marriage, whatever you're passionate about.
Exactly. So there's no real platform of, we don't have an agenda here where we want to sell you anything.
No.
We want to share ideas and thoughts and give little tidbit ideas of what
Yeah.
can make you happier in your life.
Make a difference. And
Make-
maybe you can help us.
Absolutely. So you can go to the website of successandwomen.com and check us out, leave a comment. We will have our email address on there as well. If you want to drop us a line and let us know what you're thinking about. What would you like us to talk about? One of the things that we were coming up with, we talked about the fact that you have to have a why, and that why sometimes needs to be setting some goals because we're in the beginning of a new year.
Yes.
And I think we all need to have some goals. And so next week, we're actually going to walk you through the process of how you can do your goal setting a little more successfully than you have in the past.
Exactly, because I, for one, have been a domestic goddess for 37 years. And my goals were basically getting my kids to school, getting them to dance class, those type of things. Whereas now I'm past all that. The kids are gone. Linda and I have reconnected. Friends since what?
Childhood,
5 years old, grade
5 years old.
grade one. So now, and she's a very successful woman in business. So now she's teaching me, and she'll teach you along with me how to set those goals, new goals.
So we're going to do that next week. But some of the stuff that we wanted to talk about today, because before you even, and you can think about this between this episode and next episode, what you would like to accomplish in 2022.
Right.
So we can show you the steps you need to take. But when we were talking this morning, we were talking about the fact that there's so much negative news. And whether you're on social media getting your news, or whether you're getting it from the TV, the radio, or the newspaper. But don't you find that a lot of women are getting frozen,
Oh, absolutely. Frozen and
scared to live?
scared to live. And that's where they have us right now. And people are glued to their television. Oh, did you hear this? Did you hear that? And I'm going, yeah, but life is still happening in places, and you have to, put some of that down. Yes, you have to be cautious. You have to be careful. You have to listen to the professionals, but you just can't sit in your home and be frozen and feel like, if I go outside, I'm going to die. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get that. No. We have to find a way to get through this.
and overlook that, because in life, we have an 80-20% rule. And what does that mean? Well, if you're working on commission, usually 80% of your commissions will come from 20% of your clients. Well, if you get 80% of your news being negative, even though in the big picture, it's really less than 20% of the world news that's going on, but it's out there 80% of the time.
Yes.
You're letting that 80% news stop you from living your best life.
Yeah.
And really, this is only one thing that's going on around the world.
Right.
What about all the good things that are happening right
Oh,
now?
you don't hear about that.
No, the
No.
newspapers and radio and TV are not going to be advertising all the great things that are going on right around the world. No, they're going to focus on that 80% of one thing. Don't let that freeze you into actually having a life.
Exactly.
One of the things that's happening right now, I found that a lot of people, Andrea, are canceling their vacations and
Oh.
different things, even though airlines and cruise lines and stuff are still flying or sailing. People are telling me, oh yeah, I've canceled.
Yes.
You know, there's too much COVID going on. I'm canceled.
And I've known so many people that have just come back from cruises. They had a great time. Everything was great. The ships were safe. Yeah, sure, you might have had a few that got it. But I mean, I've been on cruises where they've had, outbreaks of other things. They don't stop the world or stop the whole cruise line. And I haven't heard one person that has flown or been on a cruise that has come home sick, personally. But there are people, definitely. But I don't think COVID right now is at a stage where we should be like we were when Delta first came, when it was, deadly and people were dying and we didn't know what was going on. Well, we're all vaccinated now. We've got boosters. Well, most of us anyways. I'm not saying everybody. But, we should feel safe to go out and enjoy life again.
I don't know about you, but way before all of this bad news started happening, I actually used to get a cold or a flu once in a while. And you know what? I'm still here to talk about it. So I'm like, okay, so there's another flu that's going around that's a little bit more contagious, but it's not any, I'll say, deadly, I'll say, than any of the other flus or colds that I've had in my past.
Sure.
Some people have died in the past,
Absolutely.
and they never did take those statistics and
Right.
talk about them.
Right.
But right now, for some reason, they are, and they're now making people become frozen in fear.
Yeah.
We don't want you to live that way.
No.
So we want you to think about, what it is that you would like to do, what it is. And, part of this isolation that's happening is because of the fear of getting a flu. You're not seeing people anymore. You're not connecting
Yeah,
with people.
I know, it's terrible.
And how about that for mental health?
Yeah, the mental health has really suffered. I mean, my aunt who's 80 some years old, she lives alone and her husband had died just the Christmas before COVID started. And she's alone. She's at home. In the very beginning, the first year, the kids wouldn't come over, the grandkids wouldn't come over. I mean, she would phone and we'd have conversations. She was so afraid to go outside the door and, she cries all the time. It's heartbreaking, and those stories, that's just one of so many.
So, my mother, my mother's 90 years old. And for the first year and a half through COVID, she lived alone as well. And we visited on a limited basis to give her groceries and stuff like that, because obviously we couldn't take the chance of having her, I'll say, go out and possibly contracting something. But, over the months past that, it's kind of like, well, if she did get something, she probably would be fine because she is vaccinated and has her booster. But what she decided she wanted to do, because she was so lonely, like your aunt, but your aunt has made, I'll say, living in a retirement home a taboo. My mother welcomed it. In fact, my mother asked to go into a retirement home. I mean, how often do you hear that happening?
Yeah.
But she's so happy now because she's got people
People.
around her.
Yeah.
And obviously she doesn't have to cook, doesn't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
But they have all kinds of activities, including entertainment and bingo and people to talk to every day at her mealtime.
And that's so important, the social connection.
Right. And so, there's good things that have happened because of COVID. And other than this episode, when you're going on and listening to us, and don't forget, we're on YouTube, you got to subscribe, hit the subscribe button so that you'll always be notified when the new ones come out.
Yes, please do that.
But we want you to know that this is not going to be a show talking about COVID week to week.
No, gosh, no.
This is the reason that we're doing it. It's our why to
Our
connect
why.
with you.
Yes.
Having gone through a lot of the isolation with just our own immediate families. And in my case, Andrea, I've been single a long time. And so I've had to go through where people didn't want to come over
Right.
in the beginning.
Yeah.
And our office got shut down and we were working remotely. And it's difficult to do that. But I think we're all mostly past that stage of saying, okay, this is not going to be our life forever.
Right.
And we have to move on from that.
Exactly.
So ladies, we wanted to tell you that we have a why, and
Yes.
our why is all about you.
Exactly.
And every week we're going to come back and share our whys of why we continue to do it week after week. So subscribe. Please don't be
Like.
shy.
Like and share.
Like and share. That's a good one, Andrea.
We're newbies here, so
Yeah.
we're learning.
And don't forget, we're starting with episode 1 with a little whiteboard because it's better to start than not make everything so perfect, right?
Exactly. I was very skeptical to do this, our age, and I'm thinking, what are we doing, 2 old broads? But you know what? She persisted, and now I'm happy. I'm sliding into it.
Sliding into a
New
new,
adventure.
that's right. And that's
Yeah.
a good way to put it. And
Yeah.
this is a new adventure. And ladies, if you've been thinking about it, sitting on the sidelines and you want a new adventure, put it down because again, next week, we're going to do the whole process.
Yeah.
Even showing Andrea, who's never really set goals because her goal was their family and
Right.
making sure they were well looked after,
Right.
is going to set some goals. And at the end of the year, we're going to find out how many of those goals we've actually accomplished.
Well, that'll be fun.
Yeah, well, we're here to support you.
Yes, exactly.
And so we're going to sign off for today, but we'll see you again next week.
It's
Until
been
then.
fun.
See you later.
Bye.